some of us are thinking, why is it that these people simply cannot follow instructions? I mean, they have been told that safe distancing and stay at home is the way forward. However, they are still going out with their usual activity. And what's worse, there are even a few who are adamant about living their usual routine as they were. And I think that is a very simplistic way of thinking about things, because I do not believe that these people want to do it because they are being difficult or they demonstrate recalcitrant behavior. I believe these people are doing it because they are simply, or in fact, we are simply creatures of habit. And for example, for myself, every morning I like to go out for a long walk or a run. And after my walk or run, I would end up at my favorite coffee shop or my favorite hawker center to get a cup of Nanyang coffee. And that's something that I love to do. I would love to sit down, have my coffee, read my scriptures, and go through my daily devotions and my daily routine. But of course, I know that in this current context, in this current climate, it is not possible. And I know that because I know that to do that would not only put myself at risk, but would also potentially put other people at risk, including my own family. And so I would gladly comply. In fact, I would go even further to self-impose some of this restriction on myself and my family even before it was announced nationally. Now, that is not to say that the government is not doing a good job. What I'm saying here is that if we apply, or if we get a better understanding of why is it that people knowingly that something it's good for them and they should do it, yet they do not do it, right? So like in this context here, we're telling people to stay at home, but yet people do not stay at home. People know that it's bad to smoke, and yet they know it, and yet they continue with it. So why is that so? I think it comes back to a fundamental truth, is that we are all creatures of habit. That's number one. Number two, it's that unless we are involved in the whole process itself of making certain decisions and guidelines and recommendations, sometimes it appears that these things are being imposed on us. So as community leaders, I believe that it is our duty to not just prescribe certain set of guidelines or things that you in my community, you should be doing. Instead, I think what we really want to do is to be able to empathize with our community members, to able to see things from their worldview, as well as to be able to understand what are some of the struggles and challenges or their resistance to wanting to implement that. And that's the thing that I've been working really hard with a small group of individuals here on LinkedIn, because we want to identify what is that one thing that it's the number one resistance that kind of keeps people from wanting to implement the solution that you have. Because, other than price, other than risk that they have to take, what is that one single thing that will prevent them or inhibit them from wanting to take that very action that you want them to take? And until and unless we are able to empathize with them and to be able to isolate and identify what that resistance is, it's going to be a tough process for us to want to be able to influence these people and to be able to do something that it's good for them. What are your thoughts? How do you think it's the best way to get people over that inertia, over that resistance, so that they will take on the solution that you have to provide?